Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Wandering Star Tarot deck by Kat Pierce. Now this is very interesting because I stumbled upon it online just while I was browsing, for new tarot decks, as you do, or as I do anyway, and decided to order it. Anyway, I was talking with one of you via the comments on one of my videos, and I said, if there's a deck you'd like me to have a look at, let me know. And this person said, well, how about the Wandering Star? I believe it's very underrated. Have you got it? And I thought that was so synchronistic because I'd ordered it and just received it on the day we were having this conversation. Not opened it, but I'd received it. So anyway, I thought that was synchronistic, and I'm so glad I actually ordered that. So as always, it is time-stamped, so if there are bits of the reviews you're not interested in, just such as the guidebook or so on, you can just skip to the cards or whatever bit interests you. So the Wandering Star is a Hay House production, and this is what the box looks like, and it's very, very pretty. You can see it's got, the gold metallic effect. So you've got the side here, and the back. Now it retails for $26.99 in the States, and in Canada it's $35.99. So I'm going to read to you the back of it. There is a universe inside you. The Wandering Star Tarot is a compass for seekers and dreamers in search of the treasures that lie within the heart, mind and spirit. With unique, hand-drawn illustrations, keywords worked subtly into the design of each image, and a guidebook filled with hopeful messages, quotes and spreads, this deck invites readers of all levels to work intuitively with the cards for insight and guidance. Journey into this whimsical world of self-discovery and archetypes and meet two original cards that infuse the major arcana with powerful energy, the Mother Star and the Creator. So you always have the slot with those Hay House decks to move the box, and this is what you get inside the box. I don't know if you can read it, but it says there is a universe inside you, and upside down as well. So that's the top of the box, and then I'm going to show you the bottom, and it says the same, but it's written like that. So it's a very nice box. It's your standard Hay House with a bit of metallic. I really like that because the cards are neatly tucked in. It's not bulky like the beautiful Llewellyn's box sets that take so much space. So for me it's perfect. So there's the box. Let me put it here. So now the guidebook. So again, so that's the front and the bind, the back. This is the Creator. I don't know if my camera's focusing, I hope. And it says that Kat Pierce is a singer, songwriter, visual artist, self-proclaimed psychonaut and spiritual evolution enthusiast. Known primarily for her music, she is one half of the sister band The Pierces and has also had success as a solo artist. Her songs have been featured in movies and television shows such as Pretty Little Liars, Dexter, Gossip Girl, Riverdale and more. So that's interesting, and she does explain in the guidebook why she decided to create a tarot, in case you're wondering, well, if she's a music artist, that kind of thing, why is she doing that? She has explained that in the guidebook. So when you open it, this is what you see, and this is your standard thing. There is a little message here for Stevie: your love keeps my feet on the ground and my heart in the heavens, which I thought was a nice touch. Don't know who Stevie is, but... And then you've got your table of content. So you have introduction, understanding the deck, so the major and the minor arcana, using the deck, which is asking your question, a few spreads, and then the meanings of the cards, and an acknowledgement and about the Creator. Now I read the whole booklet, I always do. Because I like to familiarize myself with the deck and the views of the Creator, what was the intent behind the cards when they were designed. Now the introduction was very lovely, very uplifting. Sometimes I find that they're a bit corny, the introductions, and this was just, I don't know, it made me feel warm inside. It put a smile on my face. I think she did a great job of introducing why she did the deck, how it came about, and what it can do for you. And it's very much a positive deck with the messages. So then you've got the understanding the deck. So a little bit about the major arcana and their importance, and then the minor arcana and what they deal with, and the 4 different suits explained, standard stuff. And then using the deck, so how to ask your question, a card a day, the 3 card spread with the past, present, future, and the alternative. So you could do mind, body, spirit, physical state, emotional state, spiritual state, subconscious, conscious, and superconscious, and your path, your potential. I mean, this is very versatile. You can do pretty much what you want with a 3 card spread. And then there is a wandering star spread, which she has designed, which I got very interested in, and I actually used it. I used it several times. I really enjoyed it. So at the end of this review, I will do a sample spread with you, just to show you what it looks like on the mat, and how the artwork looks. And then, Celtic cross spread. I love the Celtic cross spread. And then there's a note on reversed meanings, and she's basically saying that she's not put reversed meanings in the book because she's not opposed to it, is what she's explaining. But she's saying, really, it's supposed to support you, not give you negative comments, basically. But if you like to read the reverse meanings, there's obviously lots of resources on the internet, as she says, that you can use, but just use your intuition, basically. I mean, I don't use reversals, but if I feel the shadow side, as I call it, of a card, I will mention it. And then you've got the card messages and meanings. So you've got a little quote here. The tarot could be described as God's picture book. That was said by Lady Frida Harris. I thought that was kind of cute. And then you've got the major arcana. So you get a page for each of the cards. You've got keywords underneath the title, and then a little blurb about it, which is always very positive, as I said. And then you have a quote underneath it from someone, well known. So for instance, the Fool has "Wisdom begins in wonder" from Socrates. The Magician has "Those who don't believe in magic will never find it" by Roald Dahl, and so on. So that's how it looks. And then we move on to the 2 extra cards, the Mother Star and the Creator. So the Mother Star is a yes card and the Creator is a no card. Yes being obviously positive, and this card embodies all of the attributes of the suits. So it's a very interesting card, and obviously I'll leave it up to you if you buy the deck to delve into that. I personally think it's a very interesting take. Sometimes I do not like when people add cards to the majors because I don't think it's necessary, but in this instance I actually like them and I will use them. The Creator is a no card, but no in an empowering way, like when you set boundaries, and how you get more productive when you learn to say no. So I thought that was a very interesting thing. And then you've got the minor arcana, and obviously same setup, title, keywords, little blurb, and a quote. So I thought that was really nicely done. Obviously, I don't agree with all of the meanings, but then again, you develop your own meanings with time. And I mean, when you read tarot a lot, like I do and have been for years, your meanings evolve and change. But generally speaking, I thought it's really nice and uplifting and encouraging, which I like. It follows the RWS system. And then you've got acknowledgements. She's thanking her friends, her family, the fans, and so on. And then there's a little bit about the Creator right there. So that was the guidebook. Alright, so let's move on to the cards. So this is the back of the cards, which I think is really nice. I really like that. Standard Hay House, kind of cardstock. It's malleable, which I like. What can I say to you? It's kind of matte. It's not glossy. It's semi. I would say it's in between. But yeah, it's really nice. It shuffles really nicely. And this is how it looks. It's not edged, which is fine. I mean, you can edge it if you want, but yeah. So, let's start looking at the cards. So we begin with the Fool. Now, what I like about this deck, which is a contradiction in itself, let me zoom in, is the fact that it's got keywords. Now, I generally speaking do not like keywords on my tarot decks. I like them on oracle decks, but not on tarot decks. But it's done so well, so delicately, should I say, that if you don't want to look at them, you don't have to. But I will show you for the first card. So if you look very closely, you've got purity, potential, risk, innocence, and desire. That's for the Fool. And I think that's really nice because, well, potentially it can help beginner tarot readers, but it can also maybe give you a different meaning for a card that you didn't think about. I personally write down all of my keywords for my tarot cards in a journal, which I've had for maybe, I don't know, 20 years or so, maybe even more. And every time I find a new keyword through a message that came from a card, I write it down. So there were some keywords here that I didn't think about, so I thought that was a very nice touch. So, you know, that's that about the keywords. So that's the Fool. Now the artwork I find is very folksy, which I really like. It's colorful but not overly. So you see for the Magician, you've got power, action, skill. And I think it's very, very pretty. The High Priestess. The Empress. I find it very unusual, and I'm very surprised that it's not being used more by tarot readers on YouTube, because I can see myself using it. It's gonna become one of my to-go-to, I think. The Hierophant. I really like the Hierophant in this deck. The Lovers. The Chariot. Oops, sorry, I didn't realize that it was glaring, you couldn't see it. Strength. And again, I think that's a very nice interpretation of strength. I think the Hermit is gorgeous. The Wheel of Fortune. And you see how neat it is, the keywords, they're just there. You don't have to stare at them if you don't want to. Justice. I think that's a stunning card. And I know some people don't like the borders in cards. For me, it depends on the deck. I personally like it on this deck because it makes the black pop, if you ask me, but yeah. The Hangman. This is a very nice death card. I really like that. Temperance. I also really like the Devil. The Tower. The Star. I think the Moon is very delicate, very beautiful. The Sun. Judgment. I also really like Judgment. I like the butterfly wings rather than just, you know, angel type of theme. The World. And this is the extra cards for the Major Arcana. So you've got the Mother Star. Now I'm going to zoom in so you can see. And this is when I've read to you that this card is basically wielding the power of the four suits. So you've got the Cups, the Swords, the Wands, and the Pentacle around the neck. There you go. And I think that's a very nice card. But obviously you need to read in detail what the card means, you know. And the Creator, which is the No card. You know, but no when you're saying no to empower yourself. Okay, so now we're going to look at the Wand suit. So you have the Ace, the 2, 3. I really like that. You know, the binoculars, I think it's a really nice touch. It's very quirky, very original deck. The 4 of Wands, the 5 of Wands. I also like this take on the 5 of Wands. That is probably one of my favorite Six of Wands I've seen in a long time. I just love how proud the owl looks, and yeah, I just really like that. I like that it's not a human, basically. Seven of Wands. I also like this Eight of Wands. Instead of just having wands flying of their own accord on their own, I like that you see the origin point of it, which is coming from you, which is how I see the Eight of Wands. The Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands, and then the court cards, so the Page of Wands, the Knight. Really like the Knight of Wands as well. And you see in the keywords here you've got intuition. I wouldn't have thought of intuition with wands especially, but you know, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. Then we have the Cups. So there's the Ace of Cups, which I think is very delicate. The Two of Cups. Obviously very diverse as well deck, which I like. Three of Cups. 4. 5. You can clearly see the Rider-Waite-Smith, obviously, meanings in there. 6 of Cups. And I like that it's got the keyword harmony, because this is a keyword that people do not use often. Dogs! Sorry about that, my dogs have heard something. So harmony is not a keyword that you hear very often referring to the Six of Cups, but it is. 7 of Cups. I think the Eight of Cups is amazing. Knight of Cups. And 10 of Cups. And then we have our Page. The Knight. The Queen. And the King. Okay, then the Swords. Ace of Swords. Now I also like the Ace of Swords with an animal. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. Now if you've seen any of my reviews before, I don't like the heart with the 3 blades into it, because that's not how I read the sword suits, but you know, you can't like every single card. 4 of Swords. The 5 of Swords. 6 of Swords. The 7. I like the symbolism with the magpie. 8 of Swords. 9 of Swords. And the 10. And then we move on to the court cards. There's your Page. The Knight is an animal. The Queen. And the King. I love the King of Swords. And finally we move on to the Pentacles, or the coins. So we have the Ace. The 2. 3. 4. I like the fact that in this card she's put foundation, savings, stability, because, you know, and security, because the Four of Pentacles is very often tarnished with the, you know, holding on too tight and, you know, being a bit like a Scrooge person. And actually this is just the shadow side of it. The Four of Coins really is about having, you know, financial stability. 5 of Pentacles. There's 6. 7. 8. And again, really like the symbolism with the hive and the bees and the hard work that's implied in that. The 9 of Pentacles. The 10. And then the court cards, the Page of Pentacles, very groovy with the two-toned hair. The Knight of Pentacles is a horse, I think that's beautiful. The queen and a king. So I'm going to quickly show you the Wandering Star spread, just because I think it's interesting, and then you can make up your mind about it. I'm just going to grab cards. I'm going to put them just, you know, like that, because obviously my deck is in order. So let me change the camera. So that's position 2. And then you need one at the bottom and one at the top. And so if you look at it, that's the matter of the reading. So you know the main thing. So we have the 7 of Wands. In position 2 you have the shadow or your blind spots. You have the King of Pentacles here. In position number 3 you have the light or your best course of action. We have the 10 of Wands. So that's so dropping a burden probably. Then we move on to card number 4, which is the core wound, what might be blocking you, 6 of Wands. And then you have the next card, which is the sway, so external influences, the Queen of Pentacles. In here is the guide, something you may not, or someone you may not have counted on, 5 of Swords, you know, teaching moment kind of thing. And then the outcome, which is the Empress. So I kind of like, I'm sorry, you really can't see it in there, a little bit better. Yeah. So I like how it looks. I think the cards look very nice on the mat in their positions. But also I got some really nice messages from this spread, and I've used it several times for myself. You know, to check it out and you know, be able to give you an honest opinion of it. So I think she did a great job. So there you have it. That was my views on the Wandering Star Tarot by Kat Pierce. Let me grab the box. I think it's a really, really lovely deck. It's very positive. It's also very intuitive, and the messages are nice and clear. It reads really well. The cards are beautiful. She put the effort in that spread I've just shown you, which I think is lovely, and I can see myself using it. And yeah, it's well worth a buy if you ask me. Really underrated in my opinion. So let me know what you think. Do you have it? Are you planning on buying it? Yeah, just talk to me about it. I'd love to hear from you. So as always, whenever you're watching this, I wish you a beautiful day. I thank you for your time. This is your most precious commodity, and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.